Okay, it is 9:29 a.m. March the 4th, and for today I'm going to be watching for number 5 setups. I would really like to see a number 5 setup with BAYP. This is an OTC stock that finally cracked this range. I was never there for it. Very nice. It cracked this 1090 level 11, and it went as high as 14, so that's pretty impressive, although a bit choppy, but there could have been some profit made there. And speaking about breakouts like that, this one as well, SLGG, this one is the first time in a while I've seen a listed stock kind of hold its level together, not become completely sold off. Sure, it went from 630s to 484, but it somewhat held itself together, at least compared to what I've seen recently. This one had a nice after hours breakout, I guess over this level right here at 575. Confirmed breakout, and then it broke this level right here, did a confirmed breakout as well, all of this after hours. So just leads me to think that maybe there is possibility that the listed stocks are going to be moving, but I'm not too sure. I will be looking though. I'm looking forward to a good setup. Markets have already opened. I'll be looking for listed stocks, but more importantly number 5s right now. Okay, I just had a trade here with PVDG. Out of all the number 5s, this one looks the best. There was a big 500,000 bidder right here, and then when he just kind of disappeared, that kind of threw me off. It scared me, and 6 cents was a high level of resistance, so I kind of got scared that maybe it would get to 6 here and not really break it, especially when there was that big bidder here, which we still have one, but it, like, at the moment when I saw, there was absolutely nothing on the bid. It kind of disappeared. Again, just kind of got worried that maybe it'll have one of these little fake out number 5s where it drops, gets to a certain level, rejects it, and then it keeps downtrending, just like SAMP yesterday. Let me see if I can find one. If you look at SAMP, it kind of dropped, right, kind of did a tiny bounce, was never able to get past 89 into the 90s level, and then it cracked this level. So that's what I'm trying to avoid, which is why I traded it very conservatively. PVDG, if it works out, it works out. It cracks his 6, that would be pretty nice, but I just did not want to take that risk, so I sold. Let's look at my entries. Am I sold everything? Yep. So I bought at 58 and I sold at 59.6. So almost at 60 actually. Oh no, wait. Yeah, I filled at 59.6. This one's actually cracking 6 cents. So this one's impressive because it wasn't too, at least to me, it wasn't such a high odds risk that it could do it. What I liked most about this number 5 setup compared to the others is that this one looked a lot healthier than the other 30-day charts. This one kind of had like a bigger red candle instead of just a little tiny baby 20% red candle down on the day. This is impressive. It's at 61. I know I mess around with the numbers a lot. Just anything that's under like 10 cents don't like. But yeah, I bought at, specifically I bought at 58. That's not bad. Sold it, bought at 58. I think it was this candle too. Yep. And then I sold at the next minute actually right here, and then broke it. Look, check it out. It's at 64 cents. That's impressive. I just played it safe again because I was worried that 6 cents was not going to hold, because there was also previously like a humongous, I think it was like a 400,000 share what do you call it, a seller on the ask, and we had a nice, like, this is right here, nice though, a big 894k bidder just pushing up the entire price. We had a 500,000 bidder here again, as I mentioned, and once it just suddenly disappeared, I got worried that it was going to get sold off into it, maybe cause a downtrend. I played it safe for that reason, but clearly could have done a little better perhaps. But still nice. Look at it, 65. We still have a bidder here at 420k. The other one I was looking at, I didn't trade it just because it didn't really have like the big red candles. It just kind of gapped down, although this one's doing it too, if you want to be specific, 45 to 50. Just didn't like it compared to this, which had a nice big red candle. And this one is what? I guess the lowest is 56, but yeah, 57 to 66 so far. Impressive. I'd probably be selling now just because there isn't a big bidder here anymore. Even if there is a big person on the bid, like the size doesn't show us something big, I would already be out at 66. This is impressive. I'll see how much I made, if I made anything. We'll take a look. Alright, 9:43 a.m. I made like 28 bucks. It was a small position, and after commissions it was like $14, but I'd say that's fine. I got more practice into this pattern. Very happy to see that there are number 5s happening today. Compared to yesterday, they were horrible. Let's do the math. 17 times what? 0.58. Yeah, it was a $986 position. Pretty nice. And I guess let's take a look at the list of stocks. It looks like it's actually doing a movement. Looks like a big old cup and handle here. I guess when it cracked 629, it made another spike to the 720s. And the other one that was up on the day, AESE, it looks like it's having an uptrend, putting up higher lows and higher highs. That's not so bad. Alright, well, maybe I'll take a look at the listed stocks, but yeah, just nailed one trade. Got in one trade. Could have done better. Again, I just played it safe because I didn't think at the time that 60 or 6 cents, whatever you want to call it, I didn't think it was gonna break past it, but it did, just because of yesterday. Again, the price action was horrible yesterday. So yeah, I'm just gonna call it off for right now. Just look at more setups. I can't trade anymore with OTCs because I'm out of day trades with TD immediate trading. I don't want to mess with web-based traders. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm just gonna take a look at the listed stocks. Okay, it's 9:58 a.m. Yeah, unfortunately, listed stocks just keep getting sold off into, and I had two trades here. They were both losses, but the first one was at 51, and this was kind of like trying to play off the, it was at 50. It was just trying to play off a higher low setup. So you know, we got a higher low here, here. All of these are higher lows. Unfortunately, it just got sold off, I guess, at the market open, like every other listed stock that I've seen. Although SLGG is not doing too bad compared to what I've seen. This one just got sold off. Unfortunately, I bought at, where is it, right here? I bought at 50. So, you know, it's kind of, I guess I'm just paying off some kind of karma, because whenever I want to play it off of price action, and I cut losses because I don't like the price action, just like that PVDG trade, you know, I miss out on a lot of profits. And then when I want to actually play it off a risk level, it just seems to always crack it. But I know it's not going to be like that eventually, because you know, the more times this keeps happening, the more times the higher chance the next one isn't going to work out. So I bought here at 50, kind of wanted to see a higher low. It looks like it was trying to hold itself very well, and then I cut losses, unfortunately, because I wanted to play off risk level instead of price action. I sold at what was it, the next minute, which actually fell a lot longer, just when it cracked this wick right here, the risk off of at 306. So sold at 305. That was a 100 share position, and then it looked even better here. I bought 200 shares at 55, which was right around here, because we had a dip towards 3. Consolidation candle, another consolidation candle, and this one actually somewhat of a bullish candle if you ask me. So then I bought here at 55, and then unfortunately it actually broke the double bottom. That does not happen too much. That happened here. There's nothing wrong with it. The only thing I could consider now is that, well, maybe I shouldn't have traded this bounce, and maybe I should have waited for it to actually see it put up a higher low, just because this is all after the market has opened, and this was all before. So maybe once the market actually opened, you know, starts selling off, like we've seen a lot of these listed stocks do. So now it's downtrending. It can do whatever it wants. Again, 100 shares was right here because this thing could have done a nice higher low setup, because you see how quick the bounces were. They were like in 2 candles. So once we had 2 candles, there was the wick here, a green candle, and then I bought at this green candle here at 312. I even had a chance to sell at 314, but I didn't want to. I wanted to play it off risk level. I guess the Tim Grittani way, and yeah, so when it cracked the wick again, I got out, put in more shares just because it's even better chances that it will bounce, because this is a double bottom and it's held $3 consistently. Cut losses quickly. That's all you can do. I traded the second one way better than the first one, even though I had twice the amount of shares. I think, yeah, this wasn't bad. Just reconsolidates the idea that listed stocks suck right now. They just get sold off into. Better to short these stocks than to actually buy them, because they consistently get sold off. This thing could try to bounce again, but that's just randomness. But if I keep seeing it crack a support level, and then it has like this max panic, and then it bounces, sure. But there was a lot of people selling on the bid, a lot of people on the ask, so that's the case with it. BAYP actually made a move up to 28, which was very funny. I think Michael Good was trying to short it. I guess this was the blow off top that he wanted. The crazy ugly green candle here. Nice drop to 17. SLGG hasn't really done much other than, I guess, when it broke the 620 level of resistance, had a nice spike. I don't see anything else I'd want to trade. Not really, but maybe it's putting up inverse head and shoulders. And yeah, PVDG, I guess it got up to, if we count the wick, 69. If we don't, I mean, it got as high as 68. That's impressive. Remember, I bought at 58 and I sold at like 59. This was a pretty good trade. I kind of feel bad about the first one here, because, you know, in theory it was just kind of maybe just buying into randomness, but I did have that wick to risk off of here, so it wasn't too bad. But when it did the double bottom, and then it had like a candle of consolidation to show that maybe it could actually hold and start an uptrend, and not just, you know, make a you know, random green candle and then it just keeps falling. That's what it did here, but it was just less likely. So yeah, I'm just gonna call it off for right now. Look for more setups to trade. Maybe SLGG puts up an inverse head and shoulders, but I'm not too sure. It is a second day stock, and again, listed stocks just get sold off right now. Unfortunate, but yeah, this is where I'm at. Okay, it is 10:12 a.m. Just to make an update. Yeah, AESE failed, cracked 3, got as low as the 280s. This looks like a confirmed breakdown. This would be a short. I don't, you know, have the ability to short, but this wouldn't be a bad place to short and risk it off of it cracking 304. You risk 9 pennies, and then this thing could crack easily 287. That's a great setup to short, especially because there's a listed stock. This one might just try to piss me off and not play out the pattern, even though I'm not going to trade it. But in theory, that's a great setup that you can do, because it just cracked to this very important level of $3. BAYP, nothing I really want to say about it. And PVDG, this one was impressive again. This one played out pretty nicely, but there were some other ones that also worked, so that's what I want to do, is go over them. If SLGG manages to go from here to like the 630s, it can prove itself that maybe it can make an inverse head and shoulders. I'll be looking for that possibility. It could do it. It's also on the second day, not the best daily looking candle, but it's possible that it could play out a nice setup like that. So yeah, let's go over the OTCs. I'm just gonna go in order, not necessarily picking the ones that worked from the lowest. This one maybe did one right here. Ouch. This one did one from 79 to, really? Although 8, yeah. Wow, 80 to 90. That's a lot better range than what I thought. CBTC, this one not really did one. I wouldn't have traded that. AAGC, this one didn't do it, no volume. AABB, I think it did one right here, but this doesn't really count if you ask me. This is just gradual downtrending. I'm gonna have to clean up the OTC charts and wipe out all the ones that look like this, that are basically looking like it's coming back to where it came from. Sure, they can spike later. If they do, I'll re-add them, but in the meantime, I'll just delete it. IFXY didn't do one. I might repeat some just because they move a lot in the other screen. HPNN kind of did one, but this volume is trash. I don't think this one was really that good. BFCH didn't really do one. I think this one did one too. Yeah, ETFM went from 11 to 13. That's not bad. INKW, this one did one too. Not perfectly, kind of had like a fake out bounce here, but it didn't drop any lower than where it was, from 26 to 31. That's not too bad. PPJE, this one kind of did one, but not really. I wouldn't have really traded that. And it's not like this is in hindsight, because the volume for PPJE wasn't really that good. It wasn't like consistent big red candles. They had red candles, but it wasn't like, it wasn't clean. And then we have that sketchy wick here. I don't think I would have gotten into it. This was nicer. Big red candles. Very, very, very simple. This one didn't do it. This one just keeps fading. This one did a nice one. This one, although I wouldn't have been in here for this, but maybe I would have bought in here. Maybe I would have missed this one. 10 to 12, that wasn't too bad. It's a 20% move. It's not bad. This one did one too. This one's nice. You see, we're starting to see these work again. Yesterday, if you watch yesterday's video, they were absolutely trash. This is much better. This one didn't do it. Weak volume. Nope. I did that one already. This one kind of did one. This one I don't want to trade it for number 5s, even if it does a nice drop, just because it does so many fake number 5s. I already got stuck in one of those. This one did one yesterday when very few were doing it, and this one also did one today. Although although the candles are consistent, it is trading with low volume, so it did kind of have a jump from 57 to 68. That's not too predictable. I don't know if I would have actually been able to participate in that. SAMP actually did one. Remember this one yesterday just kept getting sold off. 54 to 64. That's not bad. ABML, this one is a higher price. This one did it too. Don't know how the price action would have looked like, but this one did one. Yeah, overall not bad. I mean, I traded this guy well considering yesterday how bad they were, and you know, it could have been the sign or the new trend to just not do number 5s consistently. AESE, it is doing a nice spike. I would have cut losses here at 304. That's how I would have traded it, but that means it's probably going to turn around because this stock is cursed. BAYP is at 22. That's interesting. Kind of broke out of that range. SLGG had a spike here to 640. I'll be watching this for inverse head and shoulders. I don't like how it's lower than this shoulder, perhaps. It's right at the wick. I'll be looking at this for a setup. Okay, it's 10:23 a.m. I consider trading this. Just a puny position size with just 20 cents. Not 20 cents, 20 shares. That would have been like a $120 position. Why such a small position size? Because the shoulder, look at the shoulder range here, you know, it's at the 620s, right? And then this one dropped all the way to 608, so this is like a downtrending inverse head and shoulders. I would have traded just a $120 position just to see if it works or not. It will literally have to go to like $7 to see like a $10 profit, so I wouldn't lose anything either. I would just get some experience trading it. Yeah, it just looks like it might be sold off. It had a big green candle and that was it. It didn't continue it. Well, it might, but not in this candle. Yeah, so just a quick note, it didn't work out too nicely because the shoulder is much lower than this one right here. It could still play out, but you know, it's not good when the inverse head and shoulders has a lower right shoulder. If the right shoulder is higher, that's even better sometimes, but lower, not really. Okay, it's 10:35 a.m. Just gonna be a quick adjustment, I guess, on how I take these listed stocks. I think I just have to trade backwards. So, if I think it's gonna do it because of this, I need to think the opposites. Maybe not the best setup. Trying to think, oh well, maybe the wick here, the risk off if I can do trade here can be higher lows. Very good trade here, double bottom, but maybe now I just need to think backwards. Oh look, it just cracked $3. It's not gonna go to $2 because it's, you know, backwards. It's gonna actually start bouncing from here. So 289 to 304, lots of jumpiness, very slow, very choppy. It is putting up higher lows. And then once it cracks 3, I guess it actually does it because it makes sense this time. I don't know, I just have to try that. Maybe some backwards ass thinking, or just not trading these at all, just stick with OTCs. SLGG eventually played out the inverse head and shoulders again. Would have only traded small. The last recording was like right here. It went as high as 634, then it dropped again. I guess this is the inverse head and shoulders second higher low setup, 615 to 640. This would have been much better than the inverse head and shoulders, but yeah, it was just pretty nice considering that. I don't think I'm going to trade anything else today, but yeah, it seems to be pretty good. I guess I'll make one further update later on, but I don't see anything else that I really want to trade, as I mentioned, but some great lessons learned if you ask me. Okay, it's 10:49. Yeah, just gonna call it off. SLGG, nice to see an inverse head and shoulders work, although not a perfect one because this shoulder was much lower. It eventually worked out. I mean, from the 615s, and then we had that higher low. First higher low after the inverse head and shoulders setup, which I would have liked much more. Probably would have traded this one now, making an adjustment, because this is a pretty good setup. Although I didn't give much time to get in, it just had one candle and boom. It went as high as 672 from this level, so roughly 10%. A bit choppy, but it could be worse. TD immediate trade, don't freak me out and tell me I did not get it sold or something. PVDG, again, nice number 5 setup. BAYP, this one was interesting. This one in theory a number 5 too, just a higher priced stock. And it had a spike first before it didn't, but in theory that's another one. AESE, just a pain in the neck. It's a cursed stock. What do you expect? I wouldn't trade this anymore. I don't regret the trades I did. Maybe the first one wasn't that good, but I did have a level to risk off of. Second one was here, but maybe with listed stocks in the meantime, because I never know if it'll be cursed or not. I can just trade based off of price action perhaps, instead of support levels, because it just seems to always crack them. But this one wasn't. This one worked out, so I guess I'll just have to keep working on it. Maybe not trade a stock that's up 23%. Maybe if I saw the same setup on the stock up 53%, it could have actually worked out. I'll take that into consideration as well. That's all I got. I'd say it's a pretty good trading day.